Assalamu alaikum. In today's lesson, we're going to talk about how to improve your vocabulary. When it comes to vocabulary, the only book that can provide you with sufficient knowledge is the dictionary. Of course, no one can memorize a dictionary to prepare for the IELTS exam. The amount of time people devote for the IELTS usually ranges from 3 to 4 months. This is not enough for you to study expansive volumes of vocabulary. What you can do instead is to develop some strategies which can help you study new words effectively. Now I'm going to teach you some useful strategies that can help you improve your vocabulary for the IELTS exam. The first strategy is studying word families. The term word families refers to words which are grouped together under the same topic. For example, they could be words related to education, health, agriculture, economy, advertising, and so on. Studying these words will make things easier for you in the exam. It's always better and easier to remember words if they are related to the same topic. What you can do when you have a question is to think about the topic that this question is related to, and then you can remember some words associated with this topic. If you have time and energy, there are many courses devoted for improving your vocabulary. Here are some useful courses which will be provided for you as supplementary material for this course. The first one is called 300 Essential Words for IELTS. This is a video course. Each video teaches you one word family, and there are some exercises at the end of every video. Let's watch a sample so you can understand the importance of this course.
In this lecture, we're going to look at 7 words connected with animals. And here are the 7 words: amphibian, carnivore, herbivore, omnivore, predator, prey, parasite.
The second resource, which is provided for you and given to you as a part of our course, is a book which is called Vocabulary for IELTS Advanced. This is a textbook that presents new words and examples and then provides you with exercises related to these words. I'm now going to show you a few pages of this book so you can understand how to use it. So this is the book entitled as Vocabulary for IELTS Advanced. It's divided into 3 components. You have the audio files and the student book and the teacher's book. So when you open the student book like that, here's the first lesson, for example. It's about character and psychology. You look at the first exercise, they are teaching you some words: talkative, eccentric, cheerful, indecisive, and clumsy. And you're gonna do a listening exercise. You listen to 3 people, decide who they're talking about, and choose the adjectives in 1.1 to describe that person. Then complete the sentences. Speaker 1 is describing his, who sounds, and so on. And to check your answers, you can look at the teacher's book at the back here. Starting from page 137. And you can look at the answers for all the exercises available in the book. In my opinion, I think it's a very useful book if you have time and you have energy to finish it, to be able to ready for the IELTS exam. Okay. The next strategy that I would like to teach you is how to use the Thesaurus. The Thesaurus is a website that doesn't provide you with the meaning of a new word. No, instead it provides you with synonyms of any word. Synonyms. Let's say, for example, that in your writing you want to use the word big, but you know that the word big is too easy and too simple for the IELTS exam. In this case, you will use the Thesaurus to get some synonyms for this word. So all you have to do is to type the word big, and the Thesaurus is going to give you different synonyms for this word, like colossal, considerable, enormous, and so on. Let's look at an example. So this here is the dictionary website. It's very easy to find. All you have to do is to type dictionary.com, as you can see right here. Okay, now the Thesaurus is right there. Can you see it? You click on it like this. Okay, now we can search for any word or phrase, like for example, big, as I said. So it's not going to give you the meaning of the word big. This is the duty of the dictionary, but it's going to give you some synonyms, as I said, like colossal, considerable, enormous, tremendous, substantial, sizable, and so on. This is how it works. Here's another example. Let's say happy. So cheerful, contented, delighted, ecstatic, and so on. Maybe another word like sad, bitter, dismal, heartbroken, melancholy, and so on. So in my opinion, the Thesaurus is a very useful tool if you would like to expand your synonyms and learn how to use them in your essay when you write it. So I think it's very important for you to start using the Thesaurus. Okay. The next skill is to learn how to use the new words correctly. I taught you in the previous skill that is very important for you to use the Thesaurus, but you would be making a huge mistake if you think that is enough for you to select a synonym and just replace the original word with the synonym and your mission is over. So for example, you're writing the word big and you think, oh, okay, it's enough for me to just use the Thesaurus. I have the word colossal. I'm just going to remove the word big and put the word colossal, and that's it. That's all I have to do. No, that's a very big mistake. What you need to do is to look up the meaning of this synonym. So we have the word colossal, for example. You need to search for the meaning of this word in the dictionary and read the definition of this word and see it used in some examples and understand how to use it correctly. Right now, I'm going to show you a very good example that will explain to you why it's a big mistake if you just use a synonym and replace it with one word and think that this is all you have to do and that your task is so easy. Because learning languages is not like that. So watch this example and you'll understand exactly what I'm trying to say. Now, imagine the following situation. You are writing an essay about college students, right? And you don't want to keep repeating the word students many times. So you go to the Thesaurus and then you write the word students. Student, of course, you have to write the singular form. And then you see a number of words. So you choose the word pupil from these words. And then you feel like, okay, my job is done. All I have to do now in the essay is to replace the word student with the word pupil every time and it will work. You would be wrong. You would be completely wrong if you do that. I'll tell you why. Now, what you need to do is actually look at the dictionary and then write the word pupil and see the meaning of the word pupil. When you do that, you'll realize that the word pupil means a person usually young. This means that we usually use the word pupil to talk about young children in the elementary stage or the primary stage. You can't use the word pupil to talk about college students. It would be wrong if you do that. So the lesson that I'm trying to teach you is that it's not enough for you to just type in a word in the Thesaurus and then make an assumption that you can easily use any synonym and then replace the original word with the synonym that you came up with. You can't do this. You cannot do this. So in that situation, you may ask me, what can I do? And instead of the word pupil, what should I do? So you can look at the other words. We have the word undergraduate, for example. If you're talking about college students are called undergraduates. But we need to make sure let's not make the same mistake. So let's write the word undergraduate. Let's look up the meanings of the word undergraduate. A student in a university or college who hasn't received a first, especially a bachelor's degree. So it works very fine. We use the word undergraduate to talk about university students or college students. So it's perfect. It's a good choice. So now we can replace the word student with the word undergraduate and everything will be okay. Okay. The next strategy is learning how to use collocations correctly. I'll explain to you the meaning of the word collocations. So the word collocation comes from two words, co and location. And this means words which are usually associated with each other. They come near to each other in the location. A great tool to learn collocations is the collocation dictionary. I'm going to show you this dictionary right now, and I'm going to teach you how to use it. This dictionary tells you about which words are usually associated with each other, as I said before. For example, it tells you which adjectives are used with which nouns and which adverbs are used with which verbs. Let's take some examples to understand how it works. Okay, so if you're trying to use the collocations dictionary, all you have to do is to type free collocations in Google. Free collocations, can you see that? And then you click on the first link that appears to you, free collocation. This is the right dictionary that I want to teach you how to use. Okay. Now, imagine that you are writing an essay about the reasons of obesity, right? So you're writing an essay about the reasons of obesity. And in your opinion, one of the reasons why people have become obese is the lazy lifestyle. So you write the words lazy lifestyle, but then you feel, is lazy the correct word? Do we usually say lazy lifestyle? Is this the right word to use? If you have some doubts, then what you need to do is to check the collocations dictionary. That's what you have to do. How do you do that? Are you going to search for the word lazy, or you're going to search for the word lifestyle? You need to use the noun, not the adjective. Because we search for the noun, and then we find the adjectives which are associated with it. So instead of typing the word lazy, you're going to type the word lifestyle, like that, and then you search. Okay, now these are all the adjectives that usually come with the word lifestyle: healthy, unhealthy, active, sedentary, busy, hectic, stressful, affluent, comfortable, expensive, extravagant, glamorous, lavish, modern, nomadic. So you can see here that the word lazy is not one of the adjectives which are usually associated with the word lifestyle. So this means that you cannot really say lazy lifestyle. Instead, you can use the word sedentary. This is the closest word to the word lazy, right? So the right collocation for the word lifestyle is to use the word sedentary. Let's take another example. I'm going to tell you about a very common mistake that I've heard so many times before. Now imagine that you are writing a letter in general IELTS, and you're inviting one of your friends to attend a party. And you're saying to your friend that we're going to make a party. I've heard this so many times before, but it's wrong. It's completely wrong. You may ask me, why is it wrong? Because make is not the right verb to be used with the word party. You may ask me now, okay, how do I know the right verb to be used with the word party? I'll teach you. But first, I need to ask you a question. Are you going to search for the word make or the word party? You're not going to use the verb, you're going to use the noun. So you're going to type the word party like that, and then you start searching. Okay, now the word party has two meanings. The first meaning is a political group. Now, this is not the meaning that we are concerned with right now. The second meaning is a social occasion. This is the right meaning that we're searching for. Okay. Now, what are we searching for? We're searching for adjectives? No, verbs. So these are the verbs that can be used with the word party. Give a party, have a party, hold a party, organize, throw, invite somebody to a party, attend a party, go to a party, crash a party, leave a party. But you can't use the word make. You can never say make a party. So you can say organize a party or throw a party, but not make a party. Okay, so this is how you can use the collocations dictionary. And I know it's useful for you, and you have to get used to using this dictionary many times. In addition to this website, there's a very useful book which is included in the material provided to you in this course. This book is called English Collocations in Use, Advanced. It's divided into pre-intermediate and intermediate and upper intermediate and advanced. In my opinion, if you're trying to get a high score in the exam, then you should focus on the advanced level of this book, which is the one that I provided for you in this course. Now, this is a book that has lessons related to words and their collocations. I'm going to show you an example right now. So these are the references that you will be given as a part of your course. One of them, as I said, is the book which is entitled English Collocation in Use, Advanced. So let's open it together. Try to explore it. The first lesson is on page 10. So you can see that there is this exercise in which they ask you to match the two parts of these collocations, words that usually come with each other, right? We're not trying to choose the meaning, the correct meaning, but just words which are usually associated with each other. So adhere to what, arouse what, and so on. You will try as hard as you can on this exercise, and then you look at the back of the book to find the correct answers, to check your answers. So you will find them on page 129. Here are the answers: adhere to your principles, arouse someone's interest, and so on. In my opinion, it's a very useful book, and you should study it if you're trying to get a high score in the IELTS exam. It will be a great idea for you to finish this book. The next piece of advice that I would like to give you is related to formality. You want to make sure that you use the right style. As I said before, in task 2, if you're taking the academic IELTS, you're supposed to use a formal language. If you're taking general IELTS, then task 2 is supposed to be semi-formal, which is between formal and informal. Now, when it comes to task 1 in academic IELTS, it has to be completely formal. Task 1 in general IELTS could be formal or informal, depending on the topic of the letter and who you're writing the letter to. If you're writing a letter to your manager, you should use formal language. If you're writing a letter to one of your friends or family members, then you should use informal language. In the previous lesson, lesson 23, we explained in details everything that you need to know about formal and informal language. So you might want to watch it one more time and review the information mentioned in it. The last piece of advice in this video is related to avoiding repeating words. This is really important. Now, when you write the essay, there are basically 3 units that you want to take into consideration. So there is the unit of the sentence or the level of the sentence, and then there is the paragraph, and then there is the essay. Your ultimate goal is to try not to repeat words anywhere in the essay. That's what you're trying to do. Now, nobody's perfect. You might feel like, I tried hard, I can't think of any synonyms, so I'm going to repeat some words. Okay, if you have to repeat some words, maybe you can repeat them in the same essay, but not in the same paragraph. For example, if you write a word in the introduction and you have to repeat it again, try to push it as far as possible. So you might want to write it in the body paragraphs or even in the conclusion. Fine, okay, no problems. Now, after that, try not to use words in the same paragraph as much as possible. Do not use words in the same paragraph. And definitely, for sure, do not use words in the same sentence, even if your vocabulary is very limited. For sure, don't use words in the same sentence. Do anything. You don't have to think of synonyms. You don't have to think of synonyms. Watch again one more time the video that I made about paraphrasing. It will teach you how to repeat, how to avoid repeating yourself without even using synonyms, because using synonyms is just one way, but there are other ways, other things that you can do. You can use reference, you can use pronouns. So you have a word, and then you can refer to this word using a pronoun. For example, it, or he, or she, or they. That's if you can't think of any synonyms. So for sure, do not repeat words in the same sentence. Try not to repeat words in the same paragraph. And if you have to repeat words in the essay, push the words away from each other as much as possible. This is everything that I can say regarding the vocabulary. I hope it was a useful lesson, and I'm going to see you in the next lesson, inshallah. Have a nice time. Assalamu alaikum.